Hello and welcome to PropTech Talks. Today we have with us Sylvia Georgieva. It's a pleasure to have you with us, Sylvia. And let's just start with your introduction.
Yeah, thank you very much for the invitation. It's a pleasure for me to participate at your podcast, and particularly as it is related directly to London PropTech Show. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So can you just introduce yourself briefly?
Yes, sure. I'm the managing director of PropTech Bulgaria, CSEE PropTech. CSEE stands for Central Southeast European PropTech. So we generate information generally analytical information about all 10 Central Southeast European countries. There's no any other the company or organization that generates this information about the region. So it is highly valuable for PropTechs. And these 10 Central Southeast European countries are Bulgaria, Greece, Croatia, Czech Republic, Slovakia, Poland, Romania, Slovenia.
Oh, wow.
And so you can imagine how vast this information is.
Yeah, it sounds really incredible. Can you tell us about the specific programs or initiatives that PropTech Bulgaria offers to foster innovation within the industry?
So we have a number of such on the way, but we shall announce them shortly within 2025. Because we have been working on some of these for more than 2 years, but we usually don't announce unless everything is completed.
Okay.
So yes, definitely we have some great initiatives on the way.
What about startups? Like, how does PropTech Bulgaria support startups and emerging companies in the PropTech sector?
So there's nothing more valuable in any business sector, not only PropTech, than information and contacts. We are the only one who have deep expertise in PropTech in the SE, as I already mentioned, and furthermore based on the fact that we have built on and constantly update and enlarge the largest existing database of European origin PropTechs so far. In the world, we cover all 37 European countries, and our database reaches up to 8,000 companies. In 2025, as I mentioned, this is really enormous, having in mind that currently, based on the official data by other PropTech associations or organizations that make analytical reports on country levels in Europe, the number of European PropTechs is only for European origin PropTechs is 6,100 companies. So we exceed a lot because we also detect companies of, for example, US origin that operate, or of Chinese or South Korean, and we also track very closely the GCC region, which is of very high importance and interest both of British PropTechs or German PropTechs to expand to Dubai or Abu Dhabi and Saudi Arabia.
Well, so these 6,000 companies that you mentioned, these are the old companies that you support. What about the startups, like the emerging companies, the new companies?
Any company which is in PropTech, no matter whether it is a startup or scale-up or a corporate, that is a company that operates in construction to real estate, can take advantage into these insights that we generate from our annual analytical reviews. So this is huge, and these insights they have no equivalent anywhere. That's why we have built for the 9+ years, because we are one of the first PropTech associations which operate in Europe. and it takes really a lot of time and effort. It doesn't happen overnight to have such a database. And so definitely it is very useful for startups, scale-ups, no matter which is the company, to take advantage of this database and analytical reviews. For example, we can very easily say, depending on the PropTech solution and its business model, which countries are best for its expansion. Because most PropTechs just want to expand to the West, which is too general and too, lack focus and orientation, just to expand to the West. But they don't take advantage, they don't take into consideration that what types of PropTechs are already there and have covered the market. And in many cases, for example, the market for such a solution as theirs is too densely saturated. So it's highly unwise to go somewhere where everything is covered. And at the same time, there are countries which lack such solutions, but there's a high demand for such solution, but low supply. But these countries, for example, not necessarily are in the West. They could be in Central Europe or in Eastern Europe. So it is very useful to know this. We track very closely. This is the third year that we track very closely energy tax. So we have identified 500 energy tax in Europe of European origin. This is really vast, and they operate for 24 different business models, and closely to one third of them have a business model that solves an issue related to the HVAC system in any building. So you can imagine that one third of all energy techs are populating only one business model, HVAC related, which makes this business model very, very, very densely populated. And it's really unwise to go there. And at the same time, you have 23 more business models, which are with very few solutions that operate in them, but there's high demand. And so it is very wise for PropTechs when they plan their strategic development to take into advantage for such considerations, such information. Another thing that we do for PropTechs, and usually PropTechs in their even not in their initial stage as a startup, but maybe 2, 3 years, 4 years into their existence, we provide for shortcuts to enter different countries. Because when a startup starts to operate, it usually wants to cover the country that it originates from. So maybe 2, 3, 4 years, 5 years ahead in its development, they try to think about expanding abroad. So this is what we do. We can open doors for these 9+ years that we have been operating. We know really everybody in PropTech, and we'll know who are the people who are reliable, which are the people that are reliable. And so we have established 3 years ago the European Cross-Border PropTech Initiative, which is meant namely to facilitate the expansion of PropTechs into different European and beyond European countries.
Oh, that's really impressive. I'm sure there must have been some challenges. What are some of the most significant challenges that PropTech Bulgaria has faced, and how you addressed them?
So I'm a person who have a very, heavy background in strategy. This is what I have graduated. I have graduated an MBA degree that ranks in top 1% of MBA degrees in the world. By the way, it's in the UK. I have also a number of other higher university degree education. So very broad spectrum of education. But what I treasure most is my strategy background, both in education and in experience, because I have been an advisor, an internal consultant to the board of directors of many large companies, inclusive working on international projects that are estimated, evaluated at 100 million euro. So this is just to set the background to say that I'm not a person that is not aware of estimating strategic movements, of making industry evaluations and competitor evaluations and so on. This is something that I do just naturally. And what really surprised me, this brings me to the answer of your question. What really surprised me was that initially, when the PropTech sector started to evolve in Europe, and the five country associations started more or less at the same time, together with the UK PropTech Association as well, with the Austrian PropTech Initiative, which is called another way from the beginning of this year, with Bulgarian, the PropTech Bulgaria, and two more. So we more or less started at the same time, completely unrelated to each other, but at the same time. Through the years, maybe till 2022, we were partnering very well. So PropTech associations were partnering very well. Of course, new associations appeared, country associations appeared, and we perceived each other as partners. This is the way I think that we should perceive each other and work as partners. But what turned out 2-3 years ago, maybe from 2022 onwards, is that some associations perceived that they can have a better position before developers, or I don't know what their motives, by they started to act as competitors to other associations, to steal information, to steal contacts, to steal members, to try to cover, to enter with, for example, we have, it's a very bad example. I will not mention names, but this is happening right now in Spain. So we have an extremely good association in Spain, which is the one that has done the whole tough job on identifying PropTech companies in Spain, on developing this network, and this takes years. It's a very hard effort. And now we see from 2024 and 2025 as well, we see a national association of another country entering Spain, which is ridiculous. And they don't just want to to take to take all the benefit of what has already been built, and this is not good. This is something which is not good.
So looking ahead, how do you see the role of PropTech Bulgaria evolving in the next 5 years?
It is very hard to say because I will explain why. Because I will again explain it with a business term, which the startups, scale-ups should be very, very well aware of. So you have such term and such a concept in business, which is called industry clock speed. So industry clock speed is the development of a business model from zero till this business model is no longer applicable. from the moment this is, for example, this is just the clock speed of a clock. So from 12 o'clock in midnight to 12 o'clock midnight next day. So this is 24 hours. So it is to explain the idea of a business from its inception and the generating the idea through the reaping process when this idea starts to generate money and to be a very good a profitable idea till it gets out of business. So from the inception to the death of a business model, we talk about a business model in company. So with the PropTech associations, which was very interesting for me to note, is that the industry clock speed with PropTech associations is between 2 and 3 years.
Okay.
So from the moment that you have an idea for a business model, how these PropTech associations could support PropTech startups and scale-ups and corporates through the process to generate revenue till it stops to generate revenue, it takes only 2-3 years. It's very short.
Yeah.
It's very short. It's very tough. And this is one of the reasons why we also observe this phenomenon to have PropTech associations to steal business from other associations and to become competitors. This is one of the reasons why. So I can definitely not tell you what will happen in 5 years.
5 years, yeah, we don't know that.
It's very bold, but
exactly.
I can say exactly what, for example, we can do. I believe in cooperation. Definitely, I'm personally persuaded that things that could stand in time, could be steady, sustainable, resilient in time, are based on cooperation, not competition. So what we do is namely to build such networks that just like the European cross-border initiative, which can be very easily found. The domain address of the website is expandinto.eu. Very easy to remember, expandinto.eu. So this is such an idea because it's based on cooperation, and it offers a very steady in time service to PropTechs. To expand in different countries very easily as a shortcut. No need to open offices, no need to have people there. They can test the market through the respective national organization. They can have this very, very deep insights in the local market, and they can have the right contacts right away, not to search for them. So this is what I believe, and this will be the major direction that we will move.
Yeah, that's some great advice that you gave.
Yeah.
That's really useful. And so lastly, I would want to hear from you. What do you think of the significance of events like the London PropTech Show? What significance do they hold in the industry?
What I treasure most with such events like London PropTech Show is it can be summarized in 5-6 words. Information is infinite. Time is finite. So for a very finite time, very short time, you can get very, very deep understanding of information that otherwise no one will be able to just comprehend and to know that even it exists. So
exactly.
This is very, very easy to remember. Information is infinite, time is finite. So people should go and interact with people that they don't know, that they haven't even guessed this such a different point of view, And afterwards, after such events, it is a huge advantage to deep deeper into these insights, not to just let them flow away. And definitely to me this is the biggest advantage of such events.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Sylvia. Thank you so much for sharing your insights with us today. It's been a pleasure talking to you, and I'm sure like our audience would have enjoyed this conversation. Thank you.